You guys look really, really professional right now.
No. Yeah, I look so professional with all my board games in the background, just hanging
Don't worry,
out.
my mom hit me up 5 minutes ago. She says Monopoly tonight at 7:00, and I was like, I can't. She was like, well, what else you doing? Self quarantine. All right.
You can't because Monopoly is the worst game ever made. What? Who said that? I did.
I actually like it.
I've strong opinions about Monopoly, but don't get me started, or else I'll.
Sheehan, are you in an apartment? Are you with your folks still? What's the?
I'm with my folks currently. So how it's working for me is I'm one of those rare breeds that is sacrificing his 20s to pay off all of his debt instead of just part of his debt.
Right.
So it kind of stinks, but at the same time, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is there's no way you can hide from this Monopoly at 7 thing.
My parents thought I moved out 6 months ago.
Do you hide from them in the house, like in different rooms? You just scurry about?
There's a gate outside with a bunch of ivy on it that I climb up to the attic window every day.
That's wonderful. Oh man. Well, I say we get this party started.
Yeah, let's roll. Did you click
I start
click?
recording.
Okay,
just so Ryan knows, we're using the free version of Zoom, so at 40 minutes it may auto end our meeting, so I'll try to let us know we're kind of at time before that happens.
Okay.
Our episodes usually go from 30 to 40 minutes anyway, so it's perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I guess just Ryan, if you can, are you on a laptop right now?
I'm on an iPad. Is this good?
It's good. No, it's good.
No, you're good.
However close you can comfortably get to the microphone without like.
Oh, it's in my ears.
It's in your. Oh, the mic's in your ears. Perfect.
Oh, the AirPods. We got AirPods, people.
Excellent.
Love
awesome.
Them.
So I bet that is probably gonna sound really good.
AirPods.
Okay.
AirPods give me anxiety. Do you like? I could never have AirPods because I would constantly live in fear that because I have regular iPod headphones and they always fall out. So I would live in fear that my AirPod would fall out and then I would lose them and then I would be sans AirPods.
It's a fair point. Now in this, do we have video or can we see video? Can everyone see video?
We all can see each other right now.
I can see you.
Well, for the masses, I mean,
Zoom does create a video recap, so maybe we upload this to YouTube.
Yeah, I was just gonna show the AirPod. I was gonna show you if you can see it. It's got like a different shape than just like the average old earbud from.
Okay.
So it kind of holds its grip in your ear a little bit.
Yeah, I'll maybe one day Apple convinces me to buy a lot of things. Every time, that's why I never upgrade my phone because I always get nervous that they're gonna twist my arm to get me to buy something else. So it's all good.
It's fair fear.
Yeah.
Ryan's video just cut out. There he is.
He's back.
Now you guys are gonna judge me. So I've been wearing my AirPods for 5 minutes, and I just realized that I've just been wearing them and listening out of the iPad, but couldn't tell. So, I was like, man, this does sound clear. And now it's way better.
I love it.
Perfect.
I love that.
Yeah, you sound different. You sound even better now. It's excellent.
It's possible.
I've done that. No judgment here.
It's a safe space.
Yes.
Safe space. So I say we just get this party started.
Yes.
We have Ryan Patrick Sheehan joining us today in our COVID-19 world. It's good to see you, buddy.
In this trying time, we're inviting our friends onto the show to lift our spirit and our wings so that way
guys,
I'll fly.
Hey,
hello,
guys,
Ryan.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome. I'm going to walk us through the COVID-19 pandemic just one step at a time, guys.
Great.
Excellent. Perfect.
That's what I needed.
That's all you can do. If you take more than one step at a time, then then you trip.
I just
Then
imagine
you're
you
outside.
Yeah.
Then you're outside.
Then you're outside.
And you're in trouble.
And that's
Which is
counterproductive. I also imagine taking like really long strides, like more than one step is like you just lunging to take a giant step.
And you don't want that because, well, you do want that in order to maintain that 6 feet of distance, right? You need to, so like if you take a
big steps.
long 6 foot stride, then you can be confident that as long as you don't take it towards a person every time, you're confident that you're always 6 feet away.
Yeah. Before we get into it, we should ask the sacred question. Jim Bloss and Ryan Sheehan, would you like to make a podcast?
Yeah.
I'm in. Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Good.
Heck yeah.
So Ryan, I don't know if we told you that you're the guest for our 100th episode. This is a big occasion. Yes.
What?
It is.
And last week, Jim called it the best thing ever. He said this is going to be called the Spanktacular. So you are here for the Spanktacular.
I did.
All right. I
guess
guess we have to use our video then.
Yes. My first question, Mr. Sheehan, is how does one celebrate the Spanktacular?
Well, first is you don't get offended because I've been waiting for you guys to call me to invite me on this show. And now I know that you waited 99 episodes just to ask me. So now I'm honored.
Great.
Yeah. Because we knew we needed a true celebration for 100, and we knew that this was it. So
I think this COVID-19 thing is was this around during your 99th?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay,
that was our first one in the trying time, as I like to call it.
Well, I think the big thing we could do for the Spanktacular is now that everyone's inside, everyone's keeping away from each other, maybe listen to more podcasts now, maybe even this one. We can give them a show. We give them a show.
I hope so.
Show. Fantastic.
Yes. So what makes it as the coiner of the word? I would like to know what makes it a Spanktacular as opposed to
this right here.
What?
Spanking these buns.
Oh, don't see.
Yeah.
This was what I was afraid of. This was my truly greatest fear.
For the listener, I was spanking my booty.
Well, yes, I hope that got picked. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I hope it didn't get picked up on audio because
Jim, I think you need to embrace the Spanktacular because that felt so good to do. Just wake up those buns.
Why? Oh, just because we've been sitting for so long.
Yes, it feels. Get the blood moving.
Yeah, you got to get the blood in the buns. You got to get the blood in the buns.
Maybe the Spanktacular is the way to avoid what some folks are calling the quarantine 15, the period of inactivity that could lead to significant weight gain in this new world that we're living in.
Oh, don't even get me started.
So maybe you should get up, jump around, and spank those buns. Get the blood pumping.
Yes. Everybody right now, everybody listening, get up, spank those buns.
There we go, Ryan.
There we go. There it goes.
I didn't know you could see me, but I was just taking the lesson. I was really serious about doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's jumping around.
Yeah. Reinvigorate yourself, baby. Come on. Oh.
Ooh, throwing some punches, Mr. Boxing Man. Fantastic.
You love to see it. You love to see it. All right. But so I don't think the Spanktacular though is good for a regular podcast. Well, in the trying time, it probably is.
It's just great for a viral Instagram hashtag and campaign. Like everyone do videos of themselves spanking their buns and do hashtag Spanktacular 2020.
Speaking of viral campaigns, you guys see that new show on Netflix called Tiger King?
I've heard.
I have heard about it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Watch it.
But I probably wouldn't watch it if I wasn't cooped up. But I'm cooped.
This is the best time to watch it.
Exactly. Well, that's why my Jill and I have started watching The Circle
Ooh, I
on
love that show.
Netflix, which is very good.
Are you talking the Emma Watson movie or the TV series with all the people
No,
trapped in a house?
the TV series with all the people
Good.
trapped in apartments and they can only
Yes.
talk via social media.
The
And
best show ever.
It really is. And it's like weirdly
Fitting right now.
well, it is very fitting. I knew I was going to watch it while we were all stuck here because it was so true to life in this moment. But it also is very weirdly wholesome almost.
It is.
Like the first episode is terrible and you're like, wow, all these people suck. And then and then first off they get rid of some of the people that suck pretty quickly. And then the remaining people are all really wholesome and pretty genuine. Even the people that are catfishing, because that's the whole premise is some of the people are catfishes and they need to try and people are trying to suss them out. Even those people are all nice. It's
yeah,
just,
Joe, have you
nice.
seen
This
seen this show?
No, I am
okay
under a rock.
So for Joe and for anyone listening, all right, so this is a really cool premise for a show. So what they do, I think Netflix themselves bought an apartment building. And what they did is, literally, I literally think they bought an apartment building, and then they got, I think, Jim, what would you say, like 8 people at first?
Yeah, it's 8. It's 8 at the start. Yeah.
Yeah, 8 at the start. So they take 8 people, and they all have wild personalities. Some are more low key than others, and they put them all over this apartment building, and they're pretty much they all are separated. No one knows what they look like. No one knows what they sound like. But there's TVs and cameras all around each of their apartments. And there's this social media within the show called The Circle. And the goal of the show is to become the most popular person by the end of the show. A person gets eliminated each round. So you say this, hey Circle, message Samantha. Hey, how you doing, babe? And it's their profile looks like some handsome guy, but it's they're really just some old woman or something pretending to be a young handsome guy.
Man.
it's and you hear that and you're like, oh, they're probably all so skeevy, but no, it's even some. There's one person on right now that I'm like, oh, this person's the worst. But it's the guy who's pretending to be hotter than he really is. Adam, I think is his name. I don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't like him. But he's the only guy. We're halfway through the season right now. We just met the last person, which is Ed. Which
I love Ed.
Which is so it's so weird. Oh, it's so good though. But a lot of the people are very genuine, and the best part of the show to me is they vote on who they like the most. Essentially, they rank all the people in the circle every so often, and then the top 2 people decide who to block from the circle. So essentially the top 2 people kick somebody out of the show, and when somebody leaves they get to go to one other person's apartment to meet them. And that part of the show is just so good.
Drama.
It's so good. The drama is so good because sometimes they go to someone where they're like, hey man, what the heck? And they go to talk. And then sometimes they go to meet somebody that they really had a connection with, and they want to talk to them more and actually meet them face to face to make sure that they were what they say they were.
Ooh.
And it's just, and the heart to hearts that are had when this person that you've been talking to and having a connection with over only through written word, and then you talk to them face to face, and it's
I've
very
been
good.
there actually in my life. It did not
we're
go.
Talking about Joe's life right now.
Let's go.
It did not go as well as I wanted it to when I met this person in real life. And I should have known from that first interaction that this is not a connection that I should pursue, but goddamn, did I just continue to try to make it happen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God,
Oh man,
hilarious.
So let me ask you
hilarious
this.
indeed.
Let me ask you this. Have you guys ever been catfished?
I've never really done any online dating at all, so there's no room. There's no room to be catfished.
So you've never catfished either?
Oh no, definitely not. I don't have the confidence to do that. I don't have the confidence or the level of insecurity. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it really takes, but I don't have either one.
I can't say that I have. Have you, Mr. Sheehan, been catfished?
No. But here's the thing. I like asking that question. The first one, have you ever been catfished? Because everyone's always like, no way. But how do you know? You could have.
Fair point.
That's true. Because my first line anytime I meet someone only digitally is I say I need to meet you face to face immediately. Immediately. Where can we meet? Where can we meet in a public place?
I'm Jim. Where do you live?
Yeah, some people say ASL. I say, give me your address immediately.
I wonder if technically yes, from just being on Tinder and swiping through profiles in the past, the folks I never actually met could have been catfishing me, and I never really knew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never had a interaction where I meet someone, I'm like, whoa! Yikers.
Are you David?
Oh God.
It is pouring outside.
Isn't
I thought
it?
It was gonna. Yeah, I thought it was gonna light rain. It's actually coming. I love when it rains this hard.
The rain is just slapping down onto the pavement or spanking down. It's not the slap tag. It's a spanking.
It's a spanking.
That rain is spanking the pavement.
I think Hurricane Schwartz said that.
Yeah, I went out this morning. We had to go scavenge for supplies at Walmart. So I went out I rolled out of bed and left for Walmart, and so I was like still half asleep as I like put my stuff together, so I was like, oh, I'll just wear my slippers, and then it rained, and that kids, don't wear your slippers out, especially if there is even a remote chance it might rain. Just don't do that. So now my slippers are all wet. My slippers are all wet.
Poor Jim.
Is the feeling of wet slippers even worse than the feeling of wet socks?
Probably, because wet socks I know I can throw in the dryer and they'll be fine. Wet slippers, I'm not sure if they got truly soaked, it probably would be really bad. But it wasn't terrible. So I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've been that deep in a relationship where I start being like, is wet slippers worse than wet socks?
I ask because wet socks is one of my least favorite sensations, if not my least favorite sensation.
Oh yeah.
Memory. I also am wondering if your wet slippers made your slippers more slippery.
Clever girl.
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. Well, the thing about slipper. What makes us so? Okay.
What makes a slipper slip, Jim?
Slip. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Slippers, the feet of the slipper, the actual sole. That's the word I'm looking for. That's the word I couldn't find. The sole of the slipper is non-slip. It's got that grip, so that way you don't slip everywhere.
But the spirit of a slipper is very fluid.
That's true. That's true. That's so true. It's
funny.
So
These
so profound.
These things have the name slippers, but if you tried one on and actually slipped around, you probably would not buy it. You'd be like, "No, these slippers are slippery."
Do I need to explain why slippers are called slippers? Or would that ruin the? I'm gonna do it just so somebody doesn't at me with it, and then if we want to cut it later, we can. Slippers are slippers because you slip into them. They're shoes that you can slip into.
Slip on, slip off.
Wait, are we for real there with that?
For real.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's why they're slippers. The foot slips into them. They don't slip on the floor. If you want to make a slip on the floor slipper, that's called a banana peel.
So does that make loafers? Do you have like a lazy attitude as you put those on, like you loaf into them?
Yes. I mean, yes.
And
I think they're
sneakers, you have to sneak into your sneakers.
Yeah. Wait, you don't?
Oh, I only get into my sneakers with the lights off when no one else can see me.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. That's why you always have to come up sneakers from behind. If you come into a sneaker from the front, doesn't work. Doesn't work. No success. You got to come at the sneaker from behind.
Do you formally address your dress shoe before you put them on? You're like, yes, sir dress shoe. Lovely to make your acquaintance as you're popping it on your foot there.
I don't understand why you're asking all these questions. Of course I do. Of course I do. You fool. How could you assume anything different?
I'm just making sure.
I know. It's good. It's all good. I'm trying to think of another type of shoe now.
You can boot your way into boots. You just kick at it until it's on your foot.
Again.
On your foot. Your foot.
You don't kick your boots onto your feet?
Only every day.
Only every day.
So here's a question.
Yeah.
I love questions.
I told myself I wasn't going to get political, but here we go.
Yes.
Do you guys wear pajamas?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you wear pajamas to bed?
No.
There's a question.
Correct. I was so glad you asked that follow-up.
Yes, sort of, maybe. So I'm in a pajama outfit right now. When I go to bed, I typically go to bed sans pajama shirt because I'm a sweaty lad and the shirt makes me sweaty more.
I only asked just because I don't know if it was just me, but I've always been someone that overheats when they go to bed. So
yes.
I always
oh my God, yes.
I free ball it. I go up and down the court, and that's what I do. So
nice.
Up until then, I'm in jeans and whatever I'm wearing that day, and then
then it's off. There is no transition with the pajamas. It is all or nothing. Wow, I can't speak today. Nothing. On-off switch. I also am sweaty sweat man when I go to bed. So Typically it's boxers for me.
Yep.
That's hot.
Thank you. Here in the Spanktacular.
Yeah. Spank it, baby.
We could also, with the Spanktacular, tell like stories of us like winning at games where we, in the manner of speaking, spank the other competitors.
Where I spanked my opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did it make it into this podcast where we talked about? Did we press play when we were talking about my mom's invite tonight at 7:00 Monopoly board?
Bet it did.
That made it in. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
She's getting spanked tonight.
Yeah. What?
Edit that out.
That's staying in. What's the best line of the day?
What's your Monopoly spanking strategy? How do you spank at Monopoly?
All right, so this is how I cheat. So the first thing you do,
great,
is you play this. I actually love Monopoly, and it was funny because I always like bought into the whole thing, like, oh, I'm playing Monopoly for 7 hours, it's gonna stink. Grandma, go away, stuff like that. But it's good. When I went to college, we had this pretty big snowstorm, and we were all kind of trapped in the building. And the girls at the time really liked Monopoly, and I didn't really get it. So we started doing it all the time. Like everyone, our little friend group just kept playing Monopoly, and we made a new way to do it, which was, I don't know if it's our creation, but we just kind of came up with it. But I have heard that other people do it as well. You guys know the free parking corner?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Every time you owe money to the bank for any reason, you owe money for this or that, you just put the money in the middle of the board. And then whoever lands on free parking gets the pot.
Yeah.
And that quickens the game so much more. I've had games that were like 45 minutes.
Nice. I love that.
My mom has it coming.
So that's how you play with that altered strategy in mind, and thus spank your mother at Monopoly.
And then you just land on free parking every turn, and you get all you just get all the money.
I think that, you know what the rookie move is in Monopoly? How I know you're a rookie?
Huh.
How?
You buy Boardwalk.
Okay.
If you're buying Boardwalk and your first few laps around the board, I'm like, okay, they're gonna lose this because the people that are buying like Connecticut, I'm talking the light blues, or New York, the oranges, or St. Charles Place, the pinks. Those are where winners buy.
That is where the money can be, but only if you get a monopoly. That's the hard part.
It's $100 a house versus 150 or 200 a house. So it's easy to build.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Huh.
The issue I have about Monopoly. I mean, I have a lot of issues about Monopoly, but
let them out, Jim.
Oh yeah, here it comes. See, I said don't get me started, and then we did. One is that there's no finite end to the game, and it's a game where people get eliminated and then they're out, and then the game could go on for like another 4 hours.
There's a finite way to win, though, and you have to just lose. You have to lose a friend or sacrifice someone in your family. Once they're done, you can feel victorious.
You have to betray everyone you love. It's like Survivor. Monopoly is at-home Survivor, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the finite way to end the game was just to like spank the board and like everything fun.
Oh yeah, flip that table.
Flip a house.
Spank that table.
Yeah, literally flip a house. Every house on the Monopoly board. I think the only Monopoly that really ever mattered to me as a wee lad was McDonald's Monopoly.
Did you hear about the McDonald's scandal on HBO?
No, what?
McMillions?
Get out of here!
Oh, you guys make it?
Is that about how the Monopoly game was rigged for a long time?
Yes. Did you hear about this?
What?
I've heard about it. I didn't know they made if they made a show about it. I haven't heard that, but I've read the story. To
all our listeners, guys, I swear I don't just watch TV all day because it seems I'm the only one that knows about what's going on TV. But so yeah, there's a show called McMillions. It's a series on, I believe, HBO. I said the words "I believe" to make it look like I didn't watch the whole thing. But yeah, it's 100% on HBO. And it's a real case in like the 90s through the 2000s. This like detective figured it out. Like, I don't know how he did it, but he took all the winners of the Monopoly game and he realized like they're all kind of connected. Like they're all like, that's my niece, that's my uncle, that's my cousin, and they rigged the entire thing. And it went, McDonald's, one of the biggest, probably the biggest fast food chain on the planet. Maybe Subway might be it, but it went on for like 10, 15 years and so many people made money. Yeah.
It was like they would like pull out the winning, the ones that would let you, the pieces that would let you win the big prize. They would like pull them out, or like they would know where they went.
Oh man.
So they could go. So it wasn't like somebody that worked at McDonald's. It was whoever was producing the actual like game pieces. Knew, like somebody that worked like security there or something like that, knew where they went and like was able to. It's crazy. It's a crazy story.
I'm just realizing how naive I am because as a kid, I didn't even realize there was money on the table. I was just like, "Ooh, free fries!"
Just love the little pieces.
Fuck yeah!
They are. It is so fun. Anytime I get a fast food thing, like it doesn't motivate me to go back again, like it's supposed to, marketing wise. But I do just love just pulling off the little tab. Something satisfying about that.
I thought it was kind of silly from the get-go to kind of get kids to start playing Monopoly at fast food places. It's like, oh my gosh, that's a complicated game for kids. Like, of all games.
Like Connect 4 might have been a better start.
Yeah.
Go fish.
Candyland.
Ooh, Candyland.
I love Candyland.
Great game.
It just
another game. It's a game that's decided when the game begins, more or less, who's going to win. But
really,
I mean, essentially, because it's just a deck of cards that you keep drawing from that tells you where you get to move next.
Okay.
So the order that you draw the cards kind of dictates where you're going to go. So technically.
Well, there goes all my fond memories of Candyland.
I mean, it's still a fun game.
I thought I was so good at it.
It's still a fun game for kids, but it requires 0 skill.
That's why I loved it.
This is Joe's claim to fame. Yo, Joe, do you remember years ago? You remember? You guys both remember Halo, right? The Halo series on Xbox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember I used to play that like religiously, and I was never ever big into video games. I just kind of, I don't know. I'd play one, and then I'd play that for like a year, and then I just would put it down for 5 years, and then I'd pick it up in another 5 years, the same exact game. I wouldn't even buy a new game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Halo was that one game that I played for like ever. That was the best.
Just the original Halo 1?
I think that was the first one that, like, when Microsoft kind of came out with their own system, the Xbox, like Halo was the one that, like, I think we bought when I was like, I don't know, 10 years old.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Again, with
Did you guys have a favorite game?
Ooh, are we talking video games or all games?
We're talking board games, video games.
Any game?
Any game. Instead, I'm not talking like tag or hide and seek. Something to pass the time. Kind of
all right.
Yeah, something to pass the time in this trying time.
Yeah, we need suggestions for our followers here.
I will say, Jill and I, well, we went to Target last week to scavenge for supplies. We did go and look at the games there, and we did, ironically buy the board game Pandemic.
Great.
Which is a very, first off, it is a very good game. It is, hold on.
Did you buy it for knowledge reasons, like just so you know how to get out of it?
Yeah. We bought it. I mean, we
a manual
primarily to know how to survive in this.
Ooh, this will come in handy.
No, I kid. It's not going to give you. Oftentimes you lose in that game because Pandemic's actually a cooperative game where you play against the game and you try and cure the world of a global pandemic.
Okay.
And it's very difficult, and oftentimes you lose, but it is very fun.
Nice.
I'm a big fan, but we haven't opened it yet to play it here yet.
Why are you a big fan? You never opened it.
I've played it with other people. I just didn't open it myself.
Okay. I thought you just found this game and then we're already giving it praise and you never opened it.
No.
Okay, Jim.
No, I'm familiar with the game. I've played it before, but I haven't played my own personal copy. It still has the shrink wrap on it.
Oh yeah.
Joseph, do you have a game to recommend for the kids at home?
Yeah, it's called Tic-Tac-Toe. Is my favorite game.
Great game.
What is that?
It's not the game itself. It is the game that experienced tic-tac-toers play, which is just a game of persistence. Because if the first 3 moves of tic-tac-toe, you're going to know if there's a winner or if it's a draw. And so if you just get 2 people that know what they're doing, they will play game after game after game. It's just like, who's going to crack? Who's gonna slip?
A true game of cat and mouse.
Yes.
Indeed. Yes, truly.
What about you, Ryan?
I never really got into Truly.
The game Truly?
The game Truly?
No, I feel like for me, ironically, it wasn't when I was a kid. Is when I got into like board games and it was actually in like later in life. Yeah, it's funny. It's like it's when I really start to appreciate. So picking one, I think Monopoly would probably be the one that actually that or chess. I think those 2 games are. If I were to sit down and want to play a game with somebody, I think I'd go Monopoly or chess.
Nice.
Chess is a scholar's game. A true scholar's game. You need a pipe and a smoking jacket to play chess, I feel like.
I love it. Boys, we are nearing the end of our time. I just wanted
the end of our time together. Yes.
I also wanted, Ryan, we can cut this if you don't want us to plug it, but you've been dipping your toe into stand up, haven't you?
I know you're not. You can keep that in.
Okay.
No, that's all good.
Do we have links to your stuff?
No. I'm sorry. I thought you meant like we can talk about it. Yeah, we can talk. So I'll tell you something about me in terms of the stand up. So I have a buddy named Carl Breheny. So if Carl Breheny listens to this, shout out to Carl Breheny. I'm saying his name funny because he spells it stupid. But he is a person I used to live with, very, very good friend of mine. I really, really like him. He decided randomly, like, you know what, I'm going to get into stand-up comedy. And I'm not going to say none of us saw it coming. It was just something that I don't think everyone has a friend that pursues stand-up comedy. It's kind of more of a rare profession.
Mm-hmm.
And I always went there to support him. Just all the time. I was just, I'm not kind of, just, yeah, absolutely, I'll come. Yeah, absolutely, let me watch you.
Yeah.
And this one time we were there at wherever we were, I was asked to try it out, come up, because I think they're having like microphone issues. So they're like, all right, how do we pass the time? Does anyone want to just mess around up here?
Yeah.
And I loved it. I was up there for maybe 10 minutes. Maybe it felt like 10 minutes.
10, nice.
And I used the fact that I've never done it before and the fact that I was just called up out of the blue. So I think the expectations were low.
Right.
But it was fun. It was fun. I liked the whole thing. So yeah, then I did it a little bit after that, but I can tell you guys this, and this is breaking some serious news right here during this spectacular podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I never in my life, and still to this day, had any kind of dream of being in stand-up. It kind of just fell into my lap. So it's probably not something I'm going to keep doing, but it's something where, hey, if someone were to ask me again, hey, come out there.
Yeah.
If there's I'm going to say yes, but I'm not looking to like market it,
Well, I want to come see you in a show once this is all passed. So you got to do it at least that long.
Yeah, I'll do one more.
Just one more.
His swan song.
Yes.
Ryan Sheehan spectacular.
There you go.
I love it. Well, I want to thank Mr. Sheehan for joining us for the spectacular for episode 100.
Yes, cue applause.
It will not. Here we go. It will not take another 100 episodes to get you back on the show. Maybe another 99, but definitely not another 100.
It might.
Awesome. Well, we want to say thanks to the kids. I'll do all the things in terms of subscribing and liking, 5 stars, tell your friends. Be sure to take some videos of you spanking your buns and hashtag it Spanktacular, and send it to us because we're going to make this happen.
Yep. Don't forget
Thanks for having me, guys.
Don't forget to tell people you love them.
Yes.
And all that jazz, because you're in this trying time. And we love you. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Goodbye to all the moms out there. We love you, Mom.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Mom.
All right. I think
nice.